Martini works with Sabana Jurong as a project manager. She's certified as one, and she has over a decade of experience in finance IT, supply chain IT across manufacturing, pharmaceutical, and real estate industries. She's also the founder of Minimize with Joy, which we're going to run an event next Friday. So not next Friday, this Friday. Yeah, please join us, all right, to learn a little bit more about it, where she helps her clients lead their ideal lifestyle in a clutter-free home. She was featured in the media recently as well to raise awareness on this. She's super humble. I never include a copy of her media mention. Yeah, she's a quiet achiever. Okay, so that's very nice. Martini holds a bachelor's degree in computerized accounting and diverse, certification in digital marketing, supply chain, and most recently in home organizing by Marie Kondo. So for those of us who understand and have heard of Marie Kondo, that have made its name there, globally, you join us on Friday to find out more. But today she's going to talk about herself, about her /career. So her experience as a contract hire in line with today's theme. All right, so over to you, Martini.
Thank you so much, Eileen. Thanks for the introduction. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm very happy to be here today to share with all of you my experiences. So let me share my deck first. Okay, so I believe everyone can see my screen, right? Okay, so thanks for this opportunity, Eileen. Thanks for having me. So thanks for the introduction as well. So my name is Martini Constance. So I'm a project manager / home organizing consultant. So as Eileen introduced already, so I'll skip this introduction slide. So today in my sharing, right, I'll share with everyone in two parts. The first part is about my experience as a contract hire, and then the second part will be about the /career. Okay, so I'll start with the first one. So this is my contract hire journey, which I would like to share with everyone, that was my very first time I on board on a 7 months contract role. So this is a simple timeline just to give everyone an overview how I started from a 7 months contract until in the end, I spent around 6 to 7 years in the same company. So at the starting, I was joined the company as a consultant role for an ERP implementation project for a 7 month contract. And then before my first contract ended, actually I was approached by another team for another new contract for 12 months. And this contract is not an extension from my previous contract, but it's a new role. So I was offered this opportunity to continue for another 12 months, and I took up the opportunity. And just before, shortly after I ended my 12-month contract, actually, IT manager of the company reached out to me and told me that his team has an opening, which is they require someone who has the skill set same as me, and they also consider that because I have some experience prior about this company prior to my two different roles in the contract, right? So he thinks that I am a quite suitable person for this role, so he asked whether I'll be interested to apply for the role. So actually I took out the opportunity to apply for the role. So I think this is quite similar with what Eileen has shared earlier about the two strategies factors, push and pull. So at the very beginning when I joined as a contract role, actually more on the push part, which is I would have to perform and focus and perform, and then at the end someone actually saw my performance and actually offered me another role, and it was a permanent role. So I was in the company for a total 6 to 7 years. Okay, so that's how I started. So if I didn't take up the 7 months contract role, I would not in the end be in the same company for around next 7 years. So I want to share this journey with everyone because I believe if you're now considering to take up a contract role, there will be a concerns. So same as me, I had many concerns before I took up this 7 months role, a lot of concerns. So I would like to share with all of you what are my top 3 concerns at that point of time. So the first one was about the perception of contract role. So at that time, my perception about contract role was contract role is less stable, less valued, and less appreciated by the employer or as also the company. So at that point of time, beside my own perception, I also have to hear about the perception, know about perception from people close to me, like my family members and also my friend. And at that point of times, I care a lot about how people look at me. So would they see that I'm less valuable if let's say I take out the contract role? So those are the things about perception of contract role that that was make me feel like, should I really take up the contract role at that point of time? Because other than my own perceptions, also how people feel see me if I took up the contract role. So that was my concerns at that point of time. So what I did was, because on the other hand, I was very interested to join that company and also for that role as well, because it will give me a very new different experience in terms of the job scope. So at that point of time, I want to find out whether my perceptions is true or not. What is exactly the truth? Is it only the disadvantages in the contract role? What about the advantages? So because similarly to the permanent role, right, there are advantages and also disadvantages. So I do a lot of reading, I search a lot, I actually Google a lot article about contract role to find out what exactly is the truth about contract role. Is that my perception is the truth? And also try to speak to a few people that I trust and respected to share with them that I have these intentions to take up a contract role and ask for their perspective. So I was seeking different perspectives about contract role. So I started to have more new perspectives. So like what Jardi has just shared with us, there's a new perspective as well about a contract role, right? It's not just about those less valuable, less appreciated kind of perception. And another second concerns I had at that point of time was fear of uncertainty. So that was a 7 months contract role. It's not even a 12 months. It's not even a 1 year contract role. So, and at that point of time, I had a permanent role, a full-time permanent role as well. So if I have to take up the 7 months contract role, meaning I have to go through the process of searching for jobs again, go through the interview, blah, 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 even not before 7 months. And then another concern is that what if I don't get a job immediately after the 7 months contract end? So that was all my fear of uncertainty, and also whether it is the right things to do at that point of time. So what I did was, what exactly I fear about? So I asked myself, and then I try to acknowledge the fear, the feeling of fear, and also accept it, the feeling first. So that's what I did at that point of time. And then I started to list out the pros and cons if I take out the job. So now I already know the pros and cons of a contract role. Then I need to find out what will be the pros and cons if I take up the job. So I asked myself at that point of time is that, what would I lose if I take up the job? And what would I gain if I take up the job? So this kind of question I asked myself. And then I have a list of pros and cons. And from that, I need to make a very, I need to know the risk, pros and cons in order for me to take the decisions, right? So I make a plan. In order to mitigate the fear of uncertainty, what I did was, I have an emergency fund, so which I can sustain me for a few months in between, if let's say I couldn't get a new job immediately after I completed my contract. And also I set a timeline for myself, at least 2 months before my contract end, I need to start to do the job searching again. So that was the mitigation plan I did at that point of time to ensure that I feel better, less fear, in order to take up the role. So the last concerns, this is one of the top 3 concerns was, is this a right path for me? Because everyone wants to do a right thing, right? So I was like, oh, okay, but if I don't try, I wouldn't know. So in the end, I just, I tell myself that I need to try it so that I would know. So that was the top 3 concerns I had before I took up the 7 months contract roles. So in the end, of course, I took up the role, and as I onboard on the project, on the contract roles, right, I realized that there are quite a numbers of opportunities from that roles in terms of the contract roles. The first one is I can go deep into the role. So to me, contract role is like a project to me. There is a start date, there is an end date, and there is a very clear scope of works that I need to achieve for that period of time. So for that time is a ERP implementation for the 7 month period. So I was assigned to handle the UAT and also the data migration and post-go live support. So I have a very clear goal and objective that I need to achieve, and I just need to focus on to achieving it in order to perform for that my assignment for that point of time. So and then the other opportunity was to prioritize my time and get started. So before I started, actually I already very clear know what are the goal and objective, what are my hiring manager's expectation of me for that role, although it's just a 7 months role, but I already know what I need to focus on, so I could prioritize my time and also get into the job immediately. And another opportunities is the learning opportunities which I got from that contract role, which is I got to know or to learn about the new industry. So the company industry was totally different with my prior experiences, and also the culture, different way of working with different people, because that's a bigger company, it's a global company. So I got to meet different peoples and learn about their culture. And also functions. I actually have the opportunity to learn about my experience. I started as a finance, but then throughout this experience, I actually learned about supply chain. So that's how I actually in my career, I was a business technology for finance, and then I also moved on to the supply chain business technology as well. So these are the opportunities. There are a lot of other opportunities. So I just listed up these top 3 opportunities that I still remember today. That's how I actually gained my knowledge and experience throughout that contract roles. So I hope you guys find these sharings is helpful, because to me, be open to accept the opportunity that's coming along the way, although there are certain concerns, but let's list out what is your concerns and then try to mitigate each of the concerns, to ask yourself what exactly you care about of those concerns. Yeah. So this is the first part that I would like to I share with you on my experience as a contract hire. Okay, so probably before I start my next topic on the /career, right? So actually I want to answer one of the questions in the Q&A earlier. If you know any permanent job opening, probably you can try to apply, because you already have a first meeting points, because you're already in the company. You know about the company's business model, you know about the business stakeholders, you already have experience about the company. That's already a plus point. So why don't you try to check if you really like the company culture, like to work in the company, check out is there any opportunity opening in permanent role. So then you can actually apply for that. So yeah, this is something I think maybe you can try about. I think the one advantages, you're already in the company as a contract role. So if there is any opening that you're interested, you can actually ping or message or email the hiring manager for the new permanent role, and have a quick chat to share your intentions that you're interested on that role and share your experiences with that company. So I think that's maybe a way you can approach as well. Okay, so before I move on to my second part of my sharing, right? So I'd like to maybe let's launch a poll, Eileen, on this part, whether is anyone have any side gigs today? About 51% of respondents they don't have, but they are thinking about to have it, which is very good. Next part of sharing is about /career. Okay, so I need your help also, Eileen, next to launch a poll to ask everyone whether anyone know about what exactly is have you heard about /career? Wow, so 84% have not heard about this. Okay, 10% yes, already heard about. Okay, so that's good. So what is /career? So if you remember, when I introduced myself at the very beginning, actually I introduced myself as a project manager / home organizing consultant. So this is the /. So this is the /career. Okay, so it means that a person who have actually 2 source of income, 2 job is a portfolio careers is called /career. So let me share a bit more about my /career. So project manager is my full-time job, it's my primary source of income. Home organizing consultant is my side business, which is my /career, and it's actually provide me a supplemental income. And I do this out of my passions. I'm very passionate about home organizing. I like to organize my home. So that's why I started this slash career as a home organizing consultant. So not many people actually come to know about this slash career, but actually for the last few years, right, this has been a trend in Taiwan and also Hong Kong about this slash career. So in Chinese, it's called 斜杠人生. So it's 斜杠, which is the slash. So slash career, the definition of the slash career is a portfolio career in which a person makes multiple income streams simultaneously from a different career. So this is about the slash career. Okay, so maybe through this give you a little bit of perception of a perspective of what exactly is a slash career about. So here are a few examples of a slash career. Let me share the first one, Marcia. So she's a lady, she's based in Taiwan. So I got to know her from one of the online course. So I attended one of her online course about career entrepreneurship. So she shared that she is actually in her full-time job, she's a technology PR. And at the same time, if you notice in her IG introductions, she is actually a slash 演员, which is an actress. So acting is something that she's very passionate with. And now she actually act in a few Taiwan drama with a very small roles, but she enjoyed it very much. And this is her slash career on top of her full-time job as a tech PR. So as I browsed through LinkedIn, I found quite a lot of example of the slash career persona. So mainly it's in overseas. So for example, this one Albert, if you notice, he has a lot of slash as a photographer slash fashion agent, as an entertainment director, and at the same time slash as a writer. So this is a slash career example. Another one is Sherry. So she is a counselor slash licensed clinical social worker and slash editor. So these are the few real life example of a slash career. So there exists such a slash career. So I just want to give a few examples that maybe can relate with you, like a few examples of combination of slash career. So for example, if you're a finance executive and you love photography, so wedding photographer could be your slash career options. Okay, and if you like writing, so writer could be your slash career options as well. And for example, if you have a full-time job as a logistic in a logistic field, for example, so you can also, and you enjoy swimming a lot and you like to teach, so maybe you can also consider swimming coach as your slash career as well. So this just to list out a few examples so that you can start to think of what interests or what passions you have that can actually be transformed, be converted into your slash career. So next, why to have a slash career? So maybe to share a bit more about myself, why I have a slash career. So it's about fulfillment. So my slash career is a home organizing consultant. So I will visit my clients' home to help them to organize their home. So to some people like, home organizing, do you need help for the home organizing? But in fact, there is such a need in the market actually. So every time I manage to complete one project with my client to transform their home, actually they I see they are very happy with the end result, I feel the fulfillment and gradually also increase my confidence level as well, as I have this kind of opportunity to add value to other people's. Second is diversify my income. So if we have a slash career, we have another source of income, right? So to me, I don't want to rely on one source of income only. So because it's kind of what happened if one day anything touch would happen in my full-time job, probably like retrenchments, I would still have another source of income, which I will continue and then to continue to sustain me until I find another full-time job. So this is one of the reasons why I want to have a slash career. Step off burnout as well. So many times we feel like we want to change a job, we want to move to another job, we want to quit because of burnout. So it's kind of like work-life balance for me. So from Monday to Friday, actually I work on this project manager role, and weekend on my Saturday and Sunday, I'll visit my client and then to help them to organize their home. Okay, so it's kind of like to do something that I enjoy, and it's a balance for me, so that I won't be only focused on my full-time job, which is the project management only, but I got the chance to do something that I really enjoy and I am happy with. So another is the widen my network. So throughout this career as a home organizing consultant, right, I met many different people who I would not meet if, let's say, in my project management role today. So I met many of them, I chit chat with them, and also I learned a lot of new things from my client as well, and I gained more new different perspective throughout knowing them, and that's how I actually managed to widen my network of people around me as well. So these are a few, I list out why I choose a career. Okay. And then probably after I share about this, maybe you will say, oh, when should I consider to have a career then? So what are the factors that I need to care concerns about? I need to take note about before I started a career. Okay, so the first is if you have an interest or hobby that can be turned into a business. So what means is if you have a hobby, a skill that can be valued by other people, and then at the same time, the other people are actually willing to pay for the skill that you provide, for the value that you provided to them. So same as like home organizing consultant, right? Home organized consultation. So I provide the value to people who actually their home is cluttered, messy, and then they need to transform their home, and I provide that service, and then they actually value my skill set, and then they're willing to pay me for that kind of services that I provided to them. So the first one, you have an interest or hobby. Okay, so now is the right time to start to develop your hobby, okay, or your interest. Probably you have something that you may not know that is it that your hobby. You can start to ask yourself like, what kind of book do I read the most? What type of book? From that you can actually drill down more, or maybe that's your interest. Or probably today a lot of like social media, FB, IG, then you can also start to see which are the most topic related that you follow in the Facebook or Instagram. So that's also can give you some idea of actually what you're interested about. And then you can start to develop it as your hobby, and slowly then you may turn it out to something skill that can value, and then you can start your career. Another is the time outside work hours. So you also need to be willing to spend your time. Like for example, myself will be weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I will visit my clients' home to help them organize their home. So to me, it's like when I manage to help them to transform their home, right? I feel very happy. Although I feel tired, but it's more emotional. I feel very happy that when I see they actually I transform their home, and every time, especially the clients see, wow, their comment is wow when after they saw the after the organization. So this is something that you need to willing to spend your time, be it like weekends time or even like weekday after working hours. So weekday normally, then in the evening time, I will start to reply inquiry. So there are people who actually reach out to me to inquire about this service. So then I will spend my evening time to go through those and reply to them for their inquiry as well. So the third is the willingness to learn. So to have a career, it opens up a lot of opportunity to learn new things. So like, for example, when I started this home organized consultant services, right? So I need to create my own website. I wanted to learn as well, so that in future I need to amend or change update on my website. I can do it by myself instead of paying. So then I learned about how to create a website. So that's why I took out the certification in digital marketing as well. And then I also learned how to create a business account in Facebook and also Instagram, and how to do to market my service as a home organizing consultant. So a lot of opportunity I learned throughout this career that I started. So which is quite very meaningful for me, at least for now, which is I really enjoy it very much. Okay. So how did I get started? So as I share further, maybe you already know what are the something that you really like to do, and maybe something that can bring value to others, and then you can get a side income. Then maybe you ask, oh, then Martini, how did I get started then? Okay, so I have a few, this is a process I go through at that point of time to get started. So the first, I started with goal. What do I want? What exactly do I want? So at a point of time, after I got to know about the slash career, right? So I actually very interested that I want to have a slash career. I told myself I want to have a side income because I don't want to rely only in one source of income. And then I want to be like Marie Kondo. So like Eileen shared that actually the home organizing consultant services that I'm providing is according to KonMari method. So it's according to Marie Kondo. So, which is, I'll share more on this Marie Kondo home organizing consultant in this Friday session, which Eileen later will share more about that sessions. So that was my goal. So I need to know what I want. I want to have a slash career. I want to have a side income. I want to be like Marie Kondo. So then next step, I need to do a reality check. I need to know, okay, I love organizing my own home, and I think I have the skill, but am I capable to helping others to organize their home? Because I didn't go through any systematic educations in terms of organizing, and especially now is I have to help strangers, other people to organize their home. Am I capable? So this is the reality check. We need to know where are we right now. If let's say we have something they want to achieve, so what we need to further develop. For example, what we are lacking, what we are actually have at that point of time. So because I want to have, because I didn't have an experience in organizing other people's home, right? So what are the options I have at that point of time? So I listed out two options. So the first one is to tapping on or work for other home organizer. So like, for example, work as an intern for other home organizer. So it's kind of learning from working, learn from on-job training, for example, to work for other home organizer. Or another option is go through a systematic way of education in terms of how to organize a home. So which is to get a certification and then start this as my own business instead of working for other people. So these are the two options I had at that point of time, and I decided to take the second options to get the systematic education of home organizing. So the last one is the will, the action. So after we already know what we want, we done a reality check, where are we and what are the options that we have, then the actions part. So I did a research. I did a lot of research at a point of time about home organizing certification courses. So then I come to find out, oh, actually Marie Kondo also have a home organizing certification course. So I signed up for the course, and then actually I took out the examination and get certified. And as shared earlier, I also attended digital marketing course because I need to learn about how to create my own website, to create a business social media account, and to promote my business online. So those are the actions I took at that point of time to get started of this slash career side gig. So this is actually GROW, G-R-O-W. So it's a methodology that commonly used as well in terms of how we want to start on something. So this is probably something you can consider for yourself to start use this methodology to see and to understand what's your goal, where are you right now, and what are the options you have. Okay, and then of course, very important, you need to take actions. Yeah, so that's all my sharing about slash career and also my experience in the my contract roles. So as shared earlier that we will have a sessions with Eileen on this coming Friday about Marie Kondo home organizing. So before that, I would like to share is that you can connect with me through LinkedIn and also my social media for Minimize with Joy. Okay, and one last message is about don't compare ourselves with others. Each of us has our own path in our life. So many suffering actually come from because we are comparing ourselves with others. So that's not helping by comparing, but it's just focus. Like for example, I have a concern about other people's perceptions of me if I take a contract role, right? But then I realize that that's my life. I have the choice and I have to be responsible with it. So don't compare ourselves with other people. Yeah. So, and this is about the coming Friday sessions. Maybe Ili want to share more about this. Yeah. I tried before this actually. So what I did is normally in the internal job portal, there will always a hiring manager name. In my previous company, there is a hiring manager name, or even if not the direct hiring manager name, there's a HR name as well, right? So you can, what I did was we use a Microsoft Teams. So I would actually ping that person, the hiring manager, to introduce myself and set up a one-on-one, very short, like 15 minutes time, one-on-one with the hiring manager to let the persons know that I have the intentions to take up this, apply for this full-time job. So of course I started with that. Then I met up with the hiring manager for one-on-one. So this is one approach you can try as well, because you're already in that company. It's very easy for you to connect with the hiring manager.
Yeah, you know the inside route.